Hey there, I'm Joe, and this is my wife Helen, and in the summer of 2024, we took a trip to Southern California. In today's episode, we're leaving Mar Vista and heading to Glendale. Stay tuned for that. Okay, getting things back on track with my fit check. I'm rocking my tar-stained gray Puma t-shirt with the same shorts I've been wearing for the last, 10 days, and I've gone with the shoes. Today is moving day. We're changing locations from our Airbnb in Mar Vista to a motel in Glendale. First thing we wanted to do after we packed up is to make sure we hit the seaside one last time and say goodbye to Venice. So we made our way, and along the way, we rocked down to Electric Avenue. We felt some of the vibes, and we looked into some stylish shops before reaching Venice. We went to this shop which smelled like the good old green stuff from back home in Amsterdam, but we couldn't find the source. What we did find in this place was a lot of artisanal ingredients for food, if that's what you're into. Electric Avenue. Then we had a troupe of Japanese people take our picture in front of this mural, and then in exchange we took their picture in front of the mural. We finally got down to the beach.
Last day in Venice,
where we watched some of the skateboarders again.
Electric Avenue. Electric Avenue. Electric Avenue.
And checked out some vintage shops. This one's really good.
Vintage shopping in Venice Beach. T-shirts for stoners, only $50 each. Vintage shopping in Venice Beach. T-shirts for stoners, only $50 each.
Then we checked out a few different places to eat, but we decided to eat at this one, which is called Great White. It was very expensive and wasn't a lot of food, but the interior was really nice, and our waitress was awesome. Overall, the food was good, but like I said, it wasn't a lot of food. I got half a sandwich for $20. Helen had a breakfast burrito that she was saying she was full from all day. And it's good that she got all that energy, because now it's time to walk back to Mar Vista, pack up, and drive. I didn't get any footage of the drive, it was too perilous, but once we did get to the Chariot Inn in Glendale, I busted the drone out.
As a passenger in Glendale, you're bound to be in peril. No control over the drivers, you're bent over the barrel. Once you arrive, you kiss the ground. Although this certainly ain't the Marriott, you're just glad you got here safely to the inn that is the Chariot.
This place looks like where Llewellyn in No Country for Old Men ends up floating face down in the pool, but we don't have a pool, so I'm sure we'll be fine. Despite that pea green wall, it's actually a pretty decent place to stay for a night. Then we decided to walk around our neighborhood just to see what's going on, and ended up at John's, the grocery store. And I'm now regretting not using this clip of all the flatbread to say we're in Glendale. Glendale. We went into a place called Bevmo, which has more beverages than I could have ever imagined. Helen got her new favorite drink, which is Blue Gatorade Zero. Then we headed out to this Big 5 sporting goods store because it has national parks tickets, which I have to buy in advance in order to park at the place we're going to tomorrow. On that visit to Big 5, I found this hat, which is perfect. Helen encouraged me to get it because I look so handsome in it. Then we decided we might as well just go to the Galleria, so we walked around for the next 2.5 hours in this mall, which was a feast for the senses, to say the least. There was a lot going on in here. Didn't really expect it to be this way. Then it was time for lunch. I had a messis kebab, and Helen had a California roll, which looks pretty sad. Then, girls has gots to shops, so we looked at some dresses. Then we made it to an outdoor space that looked exactly like the Grove. It has to have been made by the same people, and if not, then the copy was very authentic.
Americana at Brand in Glendale, the Grove in West Hollywood. Caruso, affiliated, building operates both locations. I like to know this. I thought you should.
Oh, baby, baby, just look at that water feature. Putting a fountain in the center of the mall.
That's Caruso standard operating precision.
Oh, baby, baby, just look at that water feature. Putting a fountain in the center of the mall.
That's Caruso standard operating precision.
Then, while watching Helen sitting on the floor of our random motel, getting prepared for our hike tomorrow morning at 5:30, I took off my shoes because these dogs were barking. I had these babies on all the livelong day. We popped out for another walk afterwards, and looking yonder, I said, "It looks like a smoke bomb went off." Helen said, "What's a smoke bomb? I don't know what a smoke bomb is." As we got closer, I realized, actually, oh, something's on fire. So I called the police and I told them, and they said, "Yeah, calm down. Police and fire are on their way already." So Helen made her way, but I stayed and watched as the fire engine turned up and the firemen came out. I felt like Jake Gyllenhaal in The Nightcrawler, just bystanding and filming the mayhem. Very heroic. Well, I lost a year off my life from breathing in these fumes, but it was worth it for my audience of 12 people. I saw the most picturesque TJ Maxx I've ever seen, and the most picturesque Michaels I've ever seen. I liked the mountains and the way that the sunset looked on them. Helen hadn't been into Michaels, so I encouraged her to have a look.
I love this.
Glendale's a quieter place than the other places in Los Angeles that we've seen. We finished the night by getting $50 worth of snacks at Ralph's in order to carbo load before next week's episode, where we're hiking up Strawberry Peak in Angeles National Forest. Stay tuned until then, and if you haven't done it already, well, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Later.